Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a cat emoji. By the way, just in case you have any more emoji related needs, feel free to check out the card system and the link below down in the description for my emojis tutorials playlist. There's quite a few of them in there now. You might not have made all of them. Moving on, if you want to make the cat emoji, here's what you're going to need. You will need some black stained clay and grab some black wool. Also, grab yourself some white wool, and finally grab yourself some yellow wool. And once you have each one of those materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your emoji with a single black wool on the floor. Then from that black wool, do an up left diagonal. Then go left of that diagonal by 1. Then do another up left diagonal. Then go left by 1. Then do 3 up left diagonals. 1, 2, and 3. Then go left by 1. Then do another up left diagonal. Then go left by 1. Then do 2 up left diagonals. 1, 2. Then go up by 1. Then do an up left diagonal. And go up by 1. Then do a single black stained clay still going up. Then do a black wool going up. Then do another black stained clay going up. Then take out your black stained clay again and do an upright diagonal. Then go up on top of that diagonal by 1 with your black wool. Then take out your black stained clay and place a single black stained clay on top of that black wool. Then go right of it by 1 with your clay. Then take out your black wool again and go up by 2. 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. And go up by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. And go up by 1. Then do 3 upright diagonals. 1, 2, 3. Then go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. And go right by 2. 1, 2. Once you've formed this row of 3 that we have right here, you then want to take this middle block and go up on top of it by 1. Then do 2 up left diagonals, so that'll be 1 and 2. You then want to go left by 1. Then do an up left diagonal. And go left by 1. Then do an up left diagonal. And go left by 2. 1, 2. Then go down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a bottom right diagonal and go down from that diagonal until you connect diagonally back to where we were just building a moment ago to give you this shape right here, and that is just one of the cat's ears. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now continue on. So you now want to come all the way back over to here where we have this row of 3, and starting from this third block that we have on the right here, you want to do an upright diagonal. Then go right that diagonal by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 1. Then do 3 bottom right diagonals, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Then go down by 1, but you also want to do an upright diagonal from the same block, like this. You then want to go up on top of that diagonal by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then do an upright diagonal. And go up on top of that diagonal by 4, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go left by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And go left by 1. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, and if everything's went right, you should connect all the way back up to the top of the head and give you the cat's second ear. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now move all the way back down to where we just started building the ear, so from this block right here, this little section right here, and starting from this bottom block that we have right here, do a bottom right diagonal. and go down from it by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal and go down by 1. Now take out your black stained clay and go down by 1 and then right by 1. Then take out your black wool and go down by 1. Then your black clay and go down by 1. Then your black wool and go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal with your black wool. Then take out your black stained clay again and go down by 1. Then your black wool again and go down by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal and go down by 1. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, 1 and 2. Then go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal and go left by 1. Then do 3 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal and go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal and connect all the way back to where you first started by doing a single black wool, and hopefully if everything has went right, you should end up with something that should look a little bit like this, guys. So once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. You now want to come all the way down to the bottom center of your pixel art, and starting from on top of this middle black block that we have right here, you want to do a row of 3 yellow coming up. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, like so. Then take out your black wool and do a single black wool. Then from that black wool, do an up left diagonal. Then go left of that diagonal by 1. Then do another up left diagonal and go left by 1. Then do 2 up left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then go left by 1. Then do 3 up left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2 and 3. Then go up by 1. Then go right by 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do a single bottom right diagonal. This is the shape that you want to have so far. Once you've done this on the left hand side of your cat, you now want to do the exact same thing on the right hand side of your cat. So we now want to return back down to this single black wool that we have right here, and from this black wool we want to do an upright diagonal. Then go right by 1. Then do another upright diagonal and go right by 1. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then go right by 1. Then do 3 upright diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then go up by 1. Then go left by 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do a bottom left diagonal and go left all the way over until you connect all the way to the other side of the mouth, and you should end up with a shape that should look a little bit like this. It kind of almost looks like the Batman logo, except without the bat head on the center of it. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you want to do next. So I figure since we've just finished messing about with the mouth, we should probably complete it whilst we're actually here. So this is what you want to do. Underneath this middle row of black wool that we have right here, you want to do a row of white wool directly underneath it. Except you want to take that row of white wool, extend it out by 1 either end, and also add a single white wool underneath each one of those extended blocks. So you just want to have a row which should look like this. Those are the cat's teeth. All you have to do now to complete the cat's mouth is just completely fill it in with black stained clay, which is exactly what we're going to do now. Like I said, since we're messing about with the mouth, we may as well complete it whilst we're actually here instead of waiting a little later on. So we're now just filling the mouth completely in with black wool, then we'll do the nose, then we'll do the mouth, and then we will do the whiskers. And I do realize that I just did say we'll do the nose and the mouth. Yeah, I meant eyes. Anyway, once you have got the mouth completely taken care of, once it looks exactly like this, this is what you want to do next, guys. So Starting from on top of this middle center black block that we have right here, it should be in line with that row of 3 yellow that we have down there. On top of this center black wall block, you want to do 2 yellow wall coming up, 1, 2. Then do 2 black wall coming up, 1, 2. Then extend out that second black wall, 1 either side to give you a mini T shape, like so. That is the cat's nose. Easy as that, guys. Once you've got that taken care of, we're now actually going to take care of the whiskers, I think. I think it's time for those. So, what you now want to do, we'll start on the left-hand side first of all. What you now want to do is take out your black stained clay and do this. So, starting from like the bottom of the pixel art, coming up, where we have this first black stained clay that we placed right here. From this, you want to go left of it by 1 with your black stained clay. Then you want to do a bottom left diagonal, like that. That's what you want there. Once you've done that, you then want to take this black wall that you have right above it and go right of it by 2 with your black stained clay, 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. Then you want to go right of that diagonal by 5, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so. What you then want to do is this, so where we now have this second black stained clay that we kind of built into the outline, you want to go left of that clay by 1. Then, from this clay that we have kind of like diagonal to it, you just want to go right of it by 1. Then, from that block, you want to do an upright diagonal. And you want to go right of that diagonal by 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. And now all we have to do to finish off the whiskers is take this black stained clay that we have right here, again kind of built into the outline, take this black stained clay and go left of it by 1 to give you this shape with your black stained clay. And whilst we're here, we may as well take care of the left eye as well. So once you've got the whiskers taken care of, come to this black stained clay that we have right here. Going right of this black stained clay, do 2 yellow wool, 1, 2. Then on top of that yellow wool, do 3 black wool, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then do a single white wool coming up. Then do a single black, still going up. What you then want to do is place 3 black wool going left and right of those 3 middle blocks, and what you want to end up with, just to show you everything in total, is something that should look exactly like this. And that's perfect, guys. Those are the whiskers, that's the eye completely taken care of. And of course, once you've done this on the left hand side, you now want to do the exact same thing on the right hand side now. So coming over to the right hand side again, taking out our black stained clay, this is what you want to do. So starting from this first black stained clay that we have, starting from the bottom coming up here, we want to do 1 black clay going right, then a bottom right diagonal. We then want to, starting up left diagonally from this clay, we want to go left by 2, 1, 2. Then an up left diagonal. Then we want to go left of that diagonal by 5, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. So we went left of that diagonal by 5. What we then want to do is, on the right hand side here, I didn't place it, but I did on the left. But on the right hand side here, where we have these 2 black walls kind of like diagonal to each other, we want to place a black stained clay there in between them, and we also want to go right of that clay by 1. Now this black stained clay that we kind of have diagonal to what we just placed, we want to go left of it by 1. Then do an up left diagonal from that clay and go left of that diagonal by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to finish this off by taking this black stained clay that we have right here and extend it to the right going by 1, like so, to give you this shape right here. Those are the right hand side of the cat's whiskers. Once you've got that taken care of, all we have to do now is the eyes. So we want to come to this black stained clay that we have right here, and we want to go left of it by 2 with our yellow, so that's 1, 2. We then want to go up with our black wool by 3, so that's 1, 2, 3. We then want to do a single white going up, then a single black going up. We then want to finish off the eye by doing 3 black wool on both the left and right hand sides of the eye to give you something which should in total look exactly like this. And there you go, guys, that is the outline of our cat's happy little face. Look how happy he is. Doesn't he look content? Perfect. Now, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we now want to fill this thing in with yellow wool. Once you've completely finished with the outline, once you've got the mouth, the nose, the whiskers, both eyes taken care of, all you have to do to finish off your emoji is just completely fill it in with your yellow wool, which is exactly what I'm doing now. So we're just going to fill this thing in with yellow wool, and that will be that, guys. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm doing a very poor job of it, by the way, and I kind of explained this in the last tutorial that I made. I think it was actually a house. Oh, whoops, did I destroy it? I can't remember destroying a white wall. The reason that I'm kind of like being sloppy and clumsy is because I decided to upgrade to an Xbox One, and the controller's kind of different. I mean, it's not that fundamentally different in comparison to like the Xbox 360, but there's something about the analogs, like they're maybe more responsive, they're slightly snappier, the like surface area on the top seems lesser as well, so it's ever so slightly more uncomfortable. And for some reason, I'm just finding it a little difficult to adjust, although I've had the Xbox, I've had it for like 5 days now, and I've been playing a fair bit of Minecraft, but for some reason I'm just having a really difficult time kind of just getting into the controller. Although I do very much enjoy the console. I like the console upgrade. I just wish that I could adapt to the controller a little faster. It's not really the controller's fault in any way, shape, or form. I do actually quite like it, and I definitely prefer the design way more so than the actual Xbox 360 controller. The Xbox 360 controller had many flaws, but I am just getting I am getting used to it. It's something that I just have to work through, really. But I suppose that when you spend so long with like an Xbox 360 controller or whatever console you played, and then you kind of like change and you upgrade or whatever you do, or if you just move on to a different console entirely, whether it be PC or like PS4, you're gonna have problems with the controller no matter what you do. So it's not really the controller's fault. It can't be blamed. It's just something that that comes with time, the test of time. So I do like it, by the way. Very much like the controller. Definitely like the Xbox One. Definitely a big fan. I don't know whether it's any... I also got a PS4 at the same time. I don't know whether it's any better, or whether either of them are any better in comparison to each other, the Xbox One and the PS4, but I'm definitely enjoying both of them, and I definitely like PC still as well. I'm kind of an all-rounder, but that's enough of that. We didn't have to talk about filling in the thing once. So all you had to do, guys, as I said right at the beginning there, all you had to do was just completely fill this thing in with... Hang on a second, guys. I've just realized something as well. There is a small minor detail that we missed. A small minor detail indeed. And this is actually on the actual plans as well. I've just noticed. Can you guys see on the left-hand side there, buried within the whiskers, where we have this yellow wool right here? Well, this shouldn't be here. This should be a black wool. Just a very small detail. You'll notice that we didn't make the mistake on the right, but that should be a black wool. Not really a big change whatsoever, but it's just a slight mistake that I made. I don't think it's worth redoing the tutorial for that though, so let's take a look at this thing, shall we? Like I said, once you've completely filled this thing in with yellow, and if you have the same error on yours as I did mine, just replace that with black wool and you'll be fine. If you even noticed it at all, I didn't notice it right the way up until now. So, hopefully you guys have managed to make this no problem. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you like it. If you did like it, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a like, favorite, share, anything you'd feel like doing to help me out, really, guys. I would really appreciate it. I spend a lot of time on these emojis. This one was kind of difficult in particular. If you guys want to see any more of these, if you have any particular favorites, feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. Let me know what you want to see. I wouldn't have made this one unless you suggested it. Feel free to check out the card system and the link below down in the description for my emojis tutorials playlist. It's growing every day. Well, not every day, that's a lie. It's growing every week. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.